and social commitment, moral steadfastness, and intellectual and spiritual enlightenment.
This meeting is being recorded.
The university opened its academic portals in October 2009 with 17 students enrolled in 2 postgraduate programs and operated from a rented building at Vidyanagar in Kasaragod town. From this humble beginning, the university has grown into an institution offering 27 postgraduate and 22 research programs with a total enrollment of around 2,500 students.
The campus of the university, known as Tejaswini Hills, is located at Pedia, Kasaragod, on the 310 acres of land allotted by the Government of Kerala in 2012.
In addition to the headquarters located at Periye, the university has Law Department at Tiruvalla in Pathanamthitta and BA program in International Relations is offered at Trivandrum Central.
March 2nd, 2024 marks the 15th foundational day of Central University of Kerala. We are privileged to welcome you all to this auspicious occasion. Everyone, please be seated. The program is about to begin.
The chief guest of the day is Professor Jancy James, the founder of Central University of Kerala. She will be delivering the Foundational Day address on Higher Education, New Horizons. The presidential address will be delivered by the Vice Chancellor of Central University of Kerala, Professor K.C. Baiju. Dr. M. Muralidharan Nambiar, the Registrar of Central University of Kerala, will deliver the welcome address, and Professor K. Arun Kumar, EC member of Central University of Kerala, convey the vote of thanks. We are starting the session. Let us rise for the University Anthem.
Fest, I welcome the Registrar of Central University of Kerala, Dr. M. Muralidharan Nambiar, for the welcome address.
Good morning and a heartfelt welcome to each and everyone on the auspicious occasion of the 15th Foundation Day celebration of Central University of Kerala. Today, we gather to remember a significant milestone in the history of our institution. It is a moment of pride and joy as we reflect on the journey that led us to this point. On this occasion, we are honored to welcome our esteemed Vice Chancellor, Professor K.C. Baiju, whose exemplary leadership has propelled our university to greater heights. His commitment to academic excellence and administrative expertise serves as a beacon of inspiration to us all. Welcome you, sir. On the memorable date of 2nd March, on behalf of the university, let me highlight the visionary leadership of Professor Jhansi James, the first Vice Chancellor of our university. It was under the stewardship of Professor Jhansi James that our university came into existence, making the beginning of a remarkable chapter in academia. Professor Jhansi James' pioneering spirit and unwavering dedication have left an indelible mark on our institution. Her notable achievements, including being the first woman Vice Chancellor of a university in Kerala and later of a central university in India, attest to her remarkable leadership qualities. With perseverance and resilience, she laid the foundation for growth, establishing transit campuses and tirelessly working to secure resources for our institution's development. Today, as we stand on the shoulders of her accomplishments, we are grateful for her tireless efforts and enduring legacy. It is indeed a privilege to have Professor Jhansi James grace us with her presence on this momentous occasion. We extend a warm welcome to you, Madam, and express our deepest gratitude for your invaluable contributions to our university. On behalf of the university, let me extend a warm welcome to Professor B.B. Samir Kumar, Department of Genomics Science, whose committed support has been instrumental in the growth of our university. I welcome Professor Arun Kumar, Executive Council member, in this occasion. Welcome you, sir. Now, I am truly delighted to welcome Mr. Srihari A., President, Students' Union, Central University of Kerala, whose leadership and advocacy enrich the students' experience at our university. Let me welcome to the Executive Council members, other statutory body members, deans, heads of the departments, faculty, staff, research scholars, students, distinguished invitees, security personnel, and members of the media. Your contributions are vital to the continued success of our university. Especially I welcome Sri James Joseph, former Higher Secondary Director and husband of our former Vice Chancellor. In conclusion, I extend heartfelt welcome to each and everyone for joining us in celebrating the 15th Foundation Day. May this day serve as a reminder of our collective achievements and inspire us to strive for excellence in all our endeavors. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
For the presidential address, I invite the Vice Chancellor of Central University of Kerala, Professor K.C. Baiju.
A very warm good morning to all. Respected Professor Jancy James, the Honorable Vice Chancellor, former Honorable Vice Chancellor of the Central University of Kerala, or the founder Vice Chancellor of the Central University of Kerala, Professor Dr. M. Muralidharan Nambiar, Registrar, Central University of Kerala, Professor V.B. Samir Kumar, Mr. Srihari, the Student Council President, Professor Arun Kumar, the distinguished Executive Council members, professors, dean, HODs, faculty members, students, administrative functionaries, and other stakeholders of this university. And this is the most joyous day for me in particular, as well as I hope that the university in general. Why? Because education, that is, I believe in the goddess of Saraswati, and where Mada Pida Guru Devam, that is the Suktam, that is the philosophy, where every founder, every person who had enlightened us and lead the way should be acknowledged. And where we stand here, or we stood here in every tense, that is Professor Jancy James, after a decade, demitting his office, the holistic office of the Vice Chancellor, way back 2014. Now it is 2024. Therefore, after the elapse of 10 years, she is returning back to her, I would say, home ground. The home ground where she had nurtured, conceived, pondered the thoughts where one institution could be built up, to be carved, to be conceived, to be crafted like anything. And this is the juncture where the gender question is also be highlighted. She is the first woman vice chancellor, woman vice chancellor, not women, woman vice chancellor in Kerala, where she had made her imprint in the university, State University, Mahatma Gandhi University. And later, her own laurels in or academic exercise in that university helped her to get into the realm of a Central University of Kerala like this, where she adorned the position for 5 years. Therefore, total, I have calculated 9 years of vice chancellorship, especially a state like Kerala, is quite, I would say, enviable also. And that could be emulated also. That drive, that crave, that vigor, and the rigor should be appreciated. And madam, you have graced the occasion like anything. Because this is in the annals of our history, or in the annals of our institution's history, it would be a good day and a memorable day. Why? Because yesterday she came here and had a glance, because it was a dusk, not a daylight. Therefore, now she got the daylight vicinity and visibility of this campus. And she is quite enlightened and quite jubilant and quite revealing also by his body language, by her body language, sorry, by her body language. But at the same time, I would say better half in another way. Dr. James sir has also accompanied, and therefore the situation is better or much more adorned and esteemed by his very esteemed presence here in this day. Therefore, this is the not a compliment, my thoughts I register here. And within this backdrop, Madam, I am, for the sake of her information, I am giving some track and the timeline of this institution's growth till date, from the very inception of 2009. And where the 2009, we starts with a humble beginning, but enlarged thoughts, visionary thoughts. And where also our vision and mission has been crafted within a nurtured format, and in a gist, it is the lofty principle of caring wisdom, where we could make it subsets like the enhancing the frontier of knowledge, the frontier of wisdom, the frontier or the crave for knowledge, inquisitiveness, and whatnot. And where we started with 2 departments with rudimentary facility. And that rudimentary facility has been churned into and harnessed into a very sophisticated, and I would say it is enviable to anyone to this extent. And that is now I am getting into the facets of our growth process and the growth trajectory of this institution over the time. And that is, we got NAAC grading from B++ from the first cycle to the second cycle. We had snatched A, but our ambition was not A, but A+ or A++. That should be there, that ambition. But anyhow, we have realized that a benchmark threshold level of A grade, minimum A grade position. And at the same point of time, the faculty strength, where the first Vice Chancellor concluded, and that was 15 departments with 25 academic programs. Now it is having 27 departments with 55 programs, having 2,243 students in the role, with the functionaries of teaching community or teaching faculty 170, and a non-teaching 112, and an outsourcing staff at the tune of 136. Therefore, the altogether 418 functionaries are doing the business in its academic and administrative service delivery and functional operation. And at the same point of time, everyone knows that the infrastructure makes the difference. The logistics makes the difference. And here, our front runners and the forefathers, I would say the previous honorable vice chancellors had led the way, and we had succeeded to build what? An Ambedkar Bhavan, an administrative block having an administrative the physical square feet of 68,000 plus square feet, how is able to house entire administrative requirements of any manner, any composition, and any requisite requirements. And at the same time, that administrative block is named after the architect of the Indian Constitution, Sri Dr. Ambedkar. That is a proud moment where our Honorable Prime Minister had inaugurated the same through video conference. And along with that hostels, we do have 8 hostels, very, very magnificent hostel infrastructure, which could accommodate 1,596 students. And therefore, there is no lacuna in addressing the demand side, any way of it. That is, if a foreign student, okay. a student from outside the country, sorry, outside the state, okay. Therefore, we do have that luxury or buffer at our disposal now. And at the same time, our faculty members and our administrative wings were stranding like anything in the past, that our Honorable Vice Chancellor knows, the former Vice Chancellor knows it. What is that? Accommodation. Now we do have a magnificent accommodation facility to the faculty members, spanning the number of 40 dwelling units or 40 faculty members with a family unit. Accommodation is luxuriously arranged and it is being rolled out. And at the same point of time, in this tenure or over this span of 15 years, I would say it is 15 years, 2009 to 2024, means a span of 15 years where we were graced with so many luminaries, academic luminaries, political luminaries, administrative luminaries, and diplomatic luminaries. They have graced the occasion in different occasions and different events of academic as well as administrative events. And in that history or in that name, we could add 2 former presidents visited and graced this institution. And 1 vice president had also graced our institution with their esteemed presence. And Prime Minister, I have already stated that the inauguration was done by Honorable Prime Minister. And Governor, 2 governors have already visited and graced the occasion. Therefore, we have showcased our institutions before the academia as well as the policymakers. Not the academia alone, the policymakers. That is very important. But in this onward march, in this course of onward march towards the set goals of our institution, we have accustomed, customized, and go in hand with the new education policies of the government of India. And the resultant result is that we have added so many courses which are quite acquaint with, quite agree with what they agree with the new education policies, where the major objective of the new education policy 2020 is that whether your university is a teaching university or a research university, we are on, madam, we are on the sway of not the teaching university, but we are on the fast moving sway of a research university. And that you know, that is a teaching university is nothing but the component is 60% is teaching focus and 40 only to the research, extension, and other innovation and projects. But here, research universities, the composition is 60 to 70% should be exclusively focused upon research, extension, and the community development programs. Therefore, we are on that way, and therefore, in the days to come, this university will be named after a research university, which is quite agreeing with the new education policy. Quite agreeing with it. And ITAP courses, as part of this new education policy, we have already initiated in the state, Kerala, the Central University of Kerala is the premier one to start with the ITAP program. And at the same time, we do have at the academic buildings, 10 new academic buildings at our array of infrastructure, clubbed along with the 2 transit buildings. Therefore, for the time being, with the help of or enabled by this administrative block, we will be having sufficient accommodation facilities. Infrastructure accommodation is also be there. With respect to the positions, UGC positions and the regulations, we are strictly adhering the UGC regulations in our selection, appointment, and other service matters. And at the same time, the IQAC is doing, the Internal Quality Assurance Committee is doing a marvelous job to the promotion of our university and its academic excellence. And the university is also be upholding community management where different departments are doing a good emulating acceptable, socially acceptable program like adopting villages, and this the Department of Education is initiating this life skill development program, and the Madan Mohan Malaviya Center is there. Therefore, so many programs have been chalked out and rolled out, making it as visible, not within that campus itself, but not within the students itself, but within the community. Therefore, the community development and community extension programs are also being chalked out and rolled out. And at the same time, we are thinking our mind-boggling think tank process is happening in the way of formulating new academic programs in the realm of artificial intelligence, robotic science, as well as marine engineering and other streams of course, which would enable the new generation with the skill, job opportunity, as well as market-centric, job-centric courses. Therefore, these are also very important. And at the same time, this university is also be helping or also remain proactive as teachers or teaching, research and students. For instance, we have initiated endowments, gold medals. For instance, our former Vice Chancellor, the retired faculty members have already donated magnificently to initiate gold medal endowments to those students who are excelling in their academic and research initiatives and performance. Therefore, that is also a good stray of thought as well as the initiatives. And at the same time, alumina. Everyone is just like in the banking, what is your track record? What is your goodwill? Just like that, an institution is evaluated with their placement, with their performance of the alumina. And we do have a good track record of alumina with excellent placement positions and having a set standard because of not by Kerala alone, but across the state and in foreign universities also. Therefore, this is a very good juncture to hear from our former Vice Chancellor what would be our way forward. We are having a way forward, but at the same time, I believe in experiential learning. Experiential learning, not experience learning, but experiential learning in training, that is very important. Experiential learning. And where experience is the best teacher. Where experience is the best teacher. And our teacher is having that. That is that treasure. With a wide, that is, if you go through her profile, there is a wide variety of experience in academic, in management, in administration, and whatnot. Therefore, this is a bird's eye view. This is only a bird's eye view of our institution over the time. And because why I have narrated this, because after an elapse of a decade is not a short span, but it is in a lifetime, it is a long span. Therefore, it is a memorable days are there, were there. And I hope that this institutions has to go miles to miles, and so many milestones have to be crossed, and where we will be having the mantra of unity, pride, and optimism. That trio, unity, pride, and optimism. Wherever these trio are being intertwined and synergized, then our institution would make its mark, would make its indelible ink in the history of our academic exercise. And I hope that I am very much eager and happy to hear from our former Vice Chancellor, that is the founder member of our university. And that is very, very important for anyone. And I hope that this is the time for our honorable guest, Professor Jhansi James, to come over and give the keynote address. And thank you all the cooperation of at the same time, one more point that is to be added, that is our students are excelling in not in their academic pursuits alone, but in non-academic and arts and sports. For instance, recently in the fine arts overall South Zone competition, our university snatched the third position. That is quite enviable because we do have only a track record of 10 or 12 years of experience. MG University or Kerala University, we have to fight with the Kerala University having a century mark of its legacy. Therefore, we had made our own stake in getting our position that we are here as a university to be reckoned. Therefore, this is a holistic approach of our university, and we are on that way and onward march towards that set goals of lofty principles of caring wisdom, knowledge, and reaching new heights of experience and knowledge. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir.
Professor Jancy James was the first Vice Chancellor of Central University of Kerala. Earlier, she was the Vice Chancellor of Mahatma Gandhi University of Kerala.
She was the first woman to become the Vice Chancellor of a university in Kerala when she was appointed to Mahatma Gandhi University. She was also a member of UPSC Civil Service Interview Board. I welcome Professor Jancy James, the founder of Central University of Kerala, for the Foundational Day address.
Esteemed Vice Chancellor of Central University of Kerala, Professor Dr. K.C. Baiju, Registrar Dr. Muralidharan Nambiar, Professor Samir Kumar, Professor Arun Kumar, Mr. Srihari, professors, members of the Executive Council, students, non-teaching staff of the CUK family, members of the media, a warm welcome to everybody. Namaskar. I've never gone through this kind of an experience in all my life. I really do not know whether I should qualify it as happy or proud, or I'm really overwhelmed by emotion. Thank you so much, Dr. Baiju, for giving me this opportunity to be here after 10 years. On the same day, 2nd of March, I left this institution 10 years ago, 2014. As the Vice Chancellor rightly said, a decade is not a short period. It is a long period. And what the university has achieved in the last 10 years is really admirable, enviable, and remarkable. And I congratulate everybody, the Vice Chancellor and the entire team, students, everybody, for having accomplished this wonderful, success. I've been to so many universities, and I think it's very difficult to see a higher education institution with so many laurels in such a short time, I must say. When you consider that 10 years as a short time. And I remember when I was the Vice Chancellor, my colleagues, founder Vice Chancellors of the 16 central universities which came into being in 2009 at one, emergency order from the MHRD. They took a lot of time even to acquire a land, start the building still later. But they say Kerala is a problematic state, politically, socially, etc. But we did a marvelous job. We got a land, the government was supportive. I can remember only support, happiness, help, cooperation, love. When I think of the 5 years that I spent here, My PhD thesis is on memory. It is in theater studies, memory as theme and technique in modern American drama. Memory is a great resource. It's an empowering thing. So wherever I go, I always remember, because I usually appear on academic forums or cultural forums, I always remember, the challenges and also the kind of support that I received from this institution. As I was listening to the anthem, I was really thrilled because the person, Professor Prabodh Chandran Nair, who was a visiting professor here in the Department of Linguistics, who composed this poem, this anthem, and who also gave music to it with the help of a musician. We are still in contact. And you know what happened? This is an example of what it means for central universities, to really propel, further achievements and success to all the people who are associated with the institution. He became a great composer of music in Carnatic music. And he tells me he never thought that he had music in him. He had come here as a retired professor, and that was a revelation to him. So anthem gives us all the motivation, all the inspiration. Jnana, Vijnana, knowledge as power, as Amrit. And Jnanolsav is actually Amritolsav. And you are a very lucky crowd, I must say, Central University of Kerala. When the government passed the act for these 16 central universities, the criterion was this: establish these universities in a backward place in the state. So that was a stigma, a very, what shall I say, it was an irony that, we had to start a university in a backward place. Kasaragod was identified as a backward place. But how, you could actually build upon this backwardness, underdevelopment into such a great, success story. And I really congratulate and feel proud of my successors who continued the kind of, seminal work that I did. It was, as Dr. Baiju was saying, some of the, incidents actually are very interesting. Like there was nothing in Kasaragod. Even to buy office stationery, you had to rush to Mangalore. And this order from the President of India, who is the visitor, that Dr. Jhansi James is the Vice Chancellor of Central University of Kerala, it meant nothing to me because there was no land. And the minister, when I asked the minister of Kerala and Arjun Singh, who was the minister then, where exactly is this university? No idea. That was the answer. So then Mr. Baby, who was the minister then, he said, I hear there is a lot of land in Kasaragod. He hears, he hasn't even seen. So then it was like an expedition, how we visited land after land, and finally this precious bit of land by the side of National Highway was there waiting for you, for the youth, for the future of the nation, and for the brilliant academicians. That was a real stroke of luck or God's blessing or whatever you say. I remember that, even to choose the land, we had challenges. Endosulfan had raised, terrible block before us. It was heard that on this very same land that you are, people had died because of that tragic incident. And I had to convince the people that, there's nothing wrong, all that is a gone, past story. A brilliant university can come up here. I had to convene, structure a meeting of scientists to prove that there's nothing wrong. We even got water sample from here and got it tested. Because once you start the hostels here, and if one of my students develops a chronic cough, finished, that can be interpreted as, it'll be like a fire, spreading a fire. So that was that is the only situation when I really felt anxious of the outcome. I'm not a scientist, so what would be the result of this water test? And I also found some people, on the premises, on the outskirts of this place, still in a very unhealthy condition, suffering from many kinds of illness, etc. So we have transcended, challenges are always empowering. That is how, we took it. And I remember no hostels and no buildings. Kasaragod backward. So where is the building? So Wayside building, Mr. Samir, he was happy to give because that also meant money for him. Who would, hire buildings in this place? So we started on the Wayside, and my 16 students, Dr. Joseph, I think 16 students in the department. Yeah, Dr. Raghavan is there, Prasad is there. Just 16 students. And I think they are students who would not have got admission in any institution. Some of them were failures, but I'm proud to say that Hamid, I think, the student he had actually failed in +2, and then he came here after his graduation. His dissertation for MA was valued by an examiner who gave the remark that should be published as a book. And I believe in freedom. I think autonomy is the greatest power that an individual or an institution can have. I said, let us publish. So we published it as a book. And Hamid, I think he got admission to MPhil in JNU. Remember somebody who was always considered as a failure as a student, how we could groom a person like that. And I remember the American professor from Texas, we gave him a quarters there, and how these students spent even night with them. I said, no, 24 hours, no problem. See, now I would be scared to do that because all kinds of allegations would come in, all kinds of things. I had no fear at the time. You can be with your teachers. What is there? There's no problem. And they spend hours and hours with them. I remember Rizio. Prasad, you remember Rizio? Yeah. So that was a kind of very special kind of, beginning. When you require special care and special action, be bold. I think that courage is something that we require. There will be misinterpretation, criticism. Let them go to hell. If you are convinced you are doing the right thing, that you don't violate moral principles, that you don't violate rules, and you mean good intentions will always be rewarded. I'm also happy, well, yesterday when I went to bed, in your beautiful guest house, there something is awaiting me, triggering my, memories. The logo on the pillow cover, and the logo, was designed by none other than Kanai Kunjaraman, the great artist. But Joseph is smiling because he gave it in a, he just scribbled with a pencil on a piece of paper and gave it to me. That's enough because we wanted to, publicize. Kanai Kunjaraman gave us the logo. But Joseph and I sat together and said, oh my God, madam, there's 2 lungs, it has to be properly placed. Otherwise, how would we derive a meaning? And then also the saying that should go into that. So what I would like to share with you is, whatever we could achieve during the 5 years from 2004 to 2009 was a teamwork. For every little thing, I think, I consulted every one of you. We did everything together, everything. And that was a great experience. And I also found that the faculty who joined us on deputation first and then later on, they were all people with brilliant ideas. And when we can combine, when we can utilize, brilliant ideas from people who have had experience also, Swapna is there, Samir is there, who all came all the way from other countries. They were all doing very well there. Samir, I think you appeared on TV, on video. You came physically, yeah. Rajendran was there, yeah. So today, the newspaper would flash Vice Chancellor breaking all the rules and conducting video interviews. I didn't even consult anybody. The Executive Council was, it was like when we convened the Executive Council, the members talked only about academic things, and gave me such support. So people who were abroad in the United States, if they spend money and come here and if they don't get, selection. And moreover, I think people who had left the country and went and gone abroad for research, etc., of a job, they thought that recommendation valiye kittu. Only recommendation would help and political support, etc. So I think they were not bold enough to come. But, I told them, see, this clock is a problem. It is midnight there. You will have to keep yourself awake if you want to appear for the interview. You don't have to come. But we are 7 people, including the nominee of the, as you know, the visitor, the President of India. It's a 7-member committee, and the committee would decide if you are qualified, you will make it. So that happened. And Rajendran was a lecturer in Kasaragod. I mean, that was again a news to me. Sister Shaini, Jermina sister who built up the maths department. Well, so many memories, all connected with, all my memories are connected with the commitment and the quality with which, particularly the academic structure was built up. I could do only, actually, I think most of my work was academic infrastructure. Physical infrastructure, I could make a beginning, but, it was not so easy as that. Even the terrain of this place, raised challenges. So, all those who belong to the Central University of Kerala family are really, blessed people. And Dr. Baiju, I'm particularly happy that, you invited me. He was also selected to the economics department when I was there. His credentials actually impressed greatly the entire selection committee. And it is the niyogam neka parayunna pole that he's there and he has invited me, and I understand that you're going to have your convocation within 10 days. The governor of Bengal is expected to come. Well, actually, I never thought that I would be talking autobiographically. Anyway, before I conclude that part, if you want to, add something to all the great things that you have achieved so far, I miss a swimming pool, I miss some playground. So students, you need a physical education department, which can actually give leadership to certain, there should be evenings like there should be students, playing and fighting in a very moderate way. So, and playing and enjoying, that playground life is very important for a university campus, and I'm sure all those things will happen, very soon. Now today, actually, it's a wonderful time for education. As you rightly know, the availability of information, study materials for academic activities, this is a time of magic, anything is possible, anytime, anywhere, any kind of information from any part of the world will be available to you. And how to, make it as an empowering thing, how to choose the right thing, I think is a great challenge. You can also spoil the whole fun and fortune by playing a game. You can defeat it. Go to website, cut and paste, cut Malayalam, cut and so cut and paste, and reasonably good spiral bind play with some fonts, and okay, project ready. And teachers would be even cleverer. Teachers would keep the evaluation as safe zone. When a complaint so no complaint, okay. But now we can't go ahead like that. We have to really identify the merit, the quality in every student, in every individual. And you have to mentor the individual and see that this availability of information, actually, and the infobesity in our end, we are obese with information. How to really, meaningfully convert it into information into knowledge and knowledge into wisdom, to quote a cliche. But this is a wonderful time for that. And also, even 1996 Danan Committee said, higher education institutions should be actually centers of development, not merely academic institutions. So your Vice Chancellor said it's aspiring and it's already a research university. The direction of research, the quality of research, the content of research, that we have to be extremely careful, diligent at this time. Make use of your research for the development of the place, of the state, of the nation. Let them not underestimate or reduce or belittle our research topics to just academic endeavors for promotion, for qualification, for degree. No, you are all very important people as researchers. And you have already done, Rajendran and Samir were telling me how you did a great job during the COVID times, how our instruments, were precious, very crucial in relating to the requirements of the society. So that is the job that this university should do. As I said, it was started because it is a backward place. Now, up, bringing this place up. Actually, research should be troubleshooting. Problem solving is actually the goal of research. Whatever field, it could be in arts, it could be in humanities, it could be in science, it could be in social science, wherever. I started MSW department. There was a high pressure. Pressure is a word. So pressure on me to start sociology department. But I said, no, let's have MSW because that would mean field work. And the students would know what is happening around, what this place has, for development, for improvement, for support. So the next phase after 15 years, the next phase is to relate, to have an interconnectedness with the society, the environment. The entire research ecosystem should address the issues of the state, of the place, of the country. I remember reading last week, I think, that not an academician, actually, he is a freelance researcher or something. He developed a mechanism by which he could, dry the cow dung. A cow dung but dried cow dung is a wonderful manure, and it is needed also. But then drying is a great issue. He developed some mechanism by which this could be dried in a very cheap way also. And now I think he's going to be given a patent or something for doing this. It was the need of the time. And so I was just quoting a simple example. Let us not make this earth an e-wasteland. So how to really, solve this problem of the e-waste? Can we recycle it? Can we substitute certain e-things with other healthy and decomposable things? There are so many issues, and even the endosulfan issues are still pending as far as I know. The health issues which have come as part of the endosulfan. And so now national education policy tells us about things like the which they are actually already on our agenda. I started comparative literature because I thought English department should not get stuck with Anglo-American stuff. And I think they're doing a great job. So this multidisciplinary potential in every research topic, that has to be made use of. It is not only going through a course or taking up a certificate in a discipline which is different from the major that you are taking. It's much more than that. It's a mindset by which you extend your mind, to the possibilities of study and the possibilities of problem solving. As you say, education is actually replacing an empty mind with an open mind. So this opening up is what is required. And when you open up, since the knowledge availability, information availability is so massive and so great, I think we will do a wonderful job. But, you know, if minds are open, wonderful things. And minds are, like they say, parachutes. And parachutes function only when they open. So let us be open-minded, and let us also have, I think, a culture of coordination academically also. When you talk about interdisciplinarity and multidisciplinary course, national education policy is full of things. So nowadays, you know, people like us, it's very easy to give a speech on education because it's a wonderful document regarding great concepts of education. But what I'm trying to say is, see, interdisciplinarity or multidisciplinary courses are not to be confined to one particular course in a department. It should actually, you know, extend to other departments, and faculty should have a proper coordination. After all, I'm so happy that, you know, you're a international crowd with students from outside the state, and experts come here from other countries, and students at national university, students from different states are here. All the more reason why, you know, there is a potential and there is a possibility for great coordination of resources, knowledge resources, ability, capability resources. We should not let them be wasted. Let us shed our ego. Let us shed our biases and prejudices. Teachers should be, you know, the role models of society in everything, not only in academics, in character, in morality, in strength of character. If I am happy about anything in life outside my purely personal things, because my husband is there, and my children are probably listening to me, will be listening to me later. Something that has always made me happy is that I am a teacher. That I chose my career as a teacher is the happiest thing in my life. And I think I'll continue to be a teacher till my senses, you know, part from me. It's a wonderful experience to be a teacher because you continue to be a learner. It's a lifelong, you know, learner career. And that is required now. We have to lift ourselves up, keep upgrading. Otherwise you can't survive. And also, as already pointed out, I understand that your students from here get good placements outside. So this OBE, outcome-based education, is what we require. It is not only in terms of job, it's also in terms of the quality of life that each person who gets qualified from here ends up with. And whether that person has got this quality, this ability to strengthen and empower and upgrade. So that, I think Albert Einstein, who said, education is not piling up information, but it's actually training the mind to think. How much you can think. That I can really, because I get some time. So ability to think, you know, even God will be surprised that I have created this human being, and how, you know, this AI is nothing. When compared to what we have here, you know, I think even 40% of what is here is not used in AI. So this is artificial Allah, this is natural intelligence. So I want to make you feel confident and happy that great things are ahead for you and you can do it. And campus should be a place of mutual support, interconnectedness, and love. See that our mind, our personal mind also goes out to the welfare of those around. Begin that with the campus. Begin that with the departments, your own department, and then extend it to the world outside. This is not a catechism. This is actually a condition or a criterion for personal happiness also. You are happy when you can free yourselves from, all the biases, tolerance, love, empathy, understanding. Caring wisdom is a vision that so caring wisdom, because you have to contain it one thing. Caring wisdom is a wonderful philosophy of life, not only in the academics, in life also. In the Bible there is a statement, you should have the mind of the dove and the intelligence of the serpent. Mandanavanalla, Vidyavanalla, not to be a foolish person. Be intelligent, be clever, be discreet. At the same time, keep up the virtues of your heart. God has given us, or whatever that force is there, has given us, such immense capacity for love, immense capacity for forgiveness, immense capacity for patience. We simply don't use it. I think this 15th Foundation Day celebration, this getting together should give us this lesson, or give us this opportunity to also rebuild our personalities, our functioning, by combining the academics with virtues, with certain caring values. Because if you are only wise, it's not likely that you will be happy. When you think too deep without caring for others, without thinking of what others think, you are likely to become cynical, particularly in Kerala. If you keep yourself stuck to the media, finished. You will wonder whether you are in hell or purgatory. So very bad things are happening. But as Jawaharlal Nehru defined, university is actually a place you search for truth. The unending search for truth, and also the capacity, the place where you develop the capacity for searching, and finally ending up, on the right path. So you are on the right path, and let me again congratulate you once again. I'll just close with something which I have been worried about as a thinker and as a person. Human dignity, equality, these are great things in life. Somewhere, although we try to speak about that and shout and finally got ourselves free from a foreign power, we are in a state where we slowly, bring down the quantity or the amount or the extent of significance, importance that you give to human dignity and also equality. Because there are laws, because there are rules and regulations, you don't violate certain rules. But at the same time, whether you have it in your mind to see that every person's self-esteem is maintained, every person has a responsibility to care for the self-esteem of the other person. It is very important. Human dignity is a great thing. And I feel, although scientists are here, I may be making a mistake. But you see, we evolved, say chimpanzee. So we have evolved from lower organisms. But I think we are also, human beings are also now evolving. This evolving may not be physical. Physiology it's all same. But I think our mind is evolving. And sometimes I think the korangu part, the chimpanzee part, is evolving, is growing. At the same time, mind is developing so fast. This technology, we have created it. So there is a great, evolution, internal evolution that is happening within human beings. It also means that given the right climate, given the right ecosystem, given the right environment, right support, human beings can progress like anything. And one of the conditions, and very important, for this growth, this evolution into a superhuman, not merely in terms of material achievements. This condition for achievement and growth is actually accepting, recognizing, and supporting the self-esteem of every person, human dignity. In the political field, in the social field, wherever, in the family. Well, I'll conclude by talking about gender. Gender ratio, more girls? Ha. Oh. Yeah. Okay, so vegan rule. But I must also tell you something. You see, the resources of the students, the girl students who pass from higher education institutions, whether the society gives adequate support to them to make use of them. Actually, there is a huge weight of particularly academic resources of women because the society does not give adequate support. When I say society, from family to from spouse to everywhere. But take it as a challenge. ഞാൻ മുമ്പ് പറഞ്ഞ കാര്യം പ്രാവിൻ്റെ ഹൃദയപരിശുദ്ധിയും സർപ്പത്തിൻ്റെ ബുദ്ധികൂർമ്മതയും. I think that should, lead us forth. I'm the mother of 3 children and the grandmother of 3 children. And my youngest daughter gave birth to her child when I was here as the Vice Chancellor. She got married also. And worse things happened during the Vice Chancellorship of earlier time. But nothing, stood in the way in my career. Of course, my husband is here. I must say that, he gave me all support. He did give support. But more than that, the determination and also the indebtedness to the power above for all the resources, for all the capabilities that you have. I think women have a responsibility to put it into practice, and we can do a lot of things. The university, Central University of Kerala, there will come a time, probably you have a Vice Chancellor from Central University of Kerala sometime later. Immediately, so there are, great things that this university can do, and also let the faculty and students have an opportunity to interact with, sometimes better, different resources of knowledge and information and wisdom and research from other parts of the world. That is very important. The only thing that, as a teacher also, I used to tell my students that don't settle on the mediocre. Don't settle on just, the available things. Aim high, strive hard. Great things are, on the way for you. I'm so happy to see that this university, that a Vice Chancellor has spoken so proudly of the institution. സാധാരണ എങ്ങനെയാണെന്നറിയോ, ഇല്ലായ്മകളെ കുറിച്ചാണ്. ഇപ്പോൾ കാശില്ല, അവിടെ അത് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റിയില്ല, സമരം, പിന്നെ ആകെ ബഹളമാണ്. But no, ഈ positive vibe, as I said, this shedding of ego and tolerance would create a positive vibe in the campus. If at all I could do anything for the university, that is what I could do. The positivity, the air of positivity, that will, work miracles in personal life, in career life, wherever you are. And I hope that the next decade will be a decade of positivity, greater achievements, and also this outcome-based education. I hope In that, this will be a great example. I don't know whether this ABC, Academic Bank of Credits, you have, okay. So all of which, see, in the affiliating universities, these are not possible. It's very difficult. This is a single unit. The compactness of this unit, you should make yourself. Because I worked in the state university, I was a vice chancellor, and all my dreams, I carried to this university. Because whatever I could not fulfill there, I could fulfill there because of the compactness and this unitary nature of this institution. So, wish you all the best. May God bless you. You will always be in my prayers and my best wishes. Maybe this is my last visit, I don't know. At the age of 70, whatever days ahead is just a bonus. Wish you all the best and thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am, for sharing your valuable words of experience. It was truly inspirational.
As a token of gratitude and love, I invite the Vice Chancellor, Professor K.C. Baiju, to present the memento to the Chief Guest of the Day, Professor Jhansi James. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Everyone, please join us in welcoming our respected luminaries for the felicitations.
First, I invite Professor V.B. Samir Kumar, HOD, Department of Genomic Science, Central University of Kerala.
A warm good morning to all of you. Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor K.C. Baiju, most respected and dearest, the founding Vice Chancellor of the Central University of Kerala, Professor Dr. Jhansi James, our Jhansi Madam, our respected Registrar of Central University of Kerala, Dr. Muralidharan Nambiar sir, Mr. Srihari, and dear Professor Arun Kumar, the Dean of the School of Biological Sciences and the Executive Council member, other members of the Executive Council, Academic Council, Court, dear colleagues, both on the academic as well as on the administrative side, dear students, and all the stakeholders of this university. So it's a great moment of honor for me when I stand before you on the 15th Foundation Day ceremony, the ceremony where none other than our founding Vice Chancellor, Jhansi Madam, is gracing the occasion on this day. So it gives me immense pleasure to offer a few words. When I was offered the chance to say a few words during this function, I grabbed it eagerly because I did not want to miss any chance where I could share my experience, share my thoughts, where Jhansi Madam is there, who actually inducted most of us sitting here into this university and the system of teaching. Though I say that I'm very overwhelmed, but when I'm standing before you, more of the emotions run down my thoughts rather than the words. Now, as a flashback, though it's not a black and white flashback because it is a quite recent one, just 10 years, so everything comes as a flashback in front of me, like in the movies, where we did not have anything to start with. When we joined, there was nothing. I think the first Pandal, I think the Vice Chancellor, Professor Baiju, and Madam had told you how we started without anything. And the first Pandal that was erected in this land, the Peria, was the Pandal that was in 2013, January, I remember precisely. That was for the laying of the foundation stone for this university. Now, the previous day, I remember, there was nothing. We were working in scattered departments, one in Kasaragod, one in Padanakad, and the rest two outside the district. Now it was very difficult time arranging because making the pandal and making a function is very difficult task, right? I remember all our old colleagues running here and there. And the previous night, what I precisely remember is where I was there, evening, I still remember vividly, me, Dr. Rajendra and Dr. Tony. We were coming from Patanakad after doing a lot of arrangements and we came here at the Pandal and everything was going on. So then Dr. Tony said that, okay, now our part is over, these guys will take care of. So the moment he said that, the person who came to arrange the stage, he had to put flowers like this, that is kept in front of you, right? You can see sponges on which the flowers are fixed. Now he brought some dry sponges and the moment Tony said that, now they will take care of, we are relieved, he said, Mashe, korchu vellam venam. Now the moment they asked vellam, this is a forest and just that pandal is there on that. And I could remember that it was not three people looking at each other, it was three exclamation marks looking at each other to check from where do we get the water. And he needs few buckets of water to soak all the sponges to fix the flower. Then I remember we were taking an open truck with a Syntex tank, right? And we were taking water from the nearby house and then we were bringing it and doing all these things. So we vividly remember how we started off. We know how humble we started off and then where we have reached. We are proud of that. Now, this brings me to my memory of where we started as our career. So that was the university part. When I joined this university in the Department of Biochemistry, so the first day I joined, it was the founder, Dean, Professor Sudhakaran, who said that, okay, that the person will show you the room. The first thing I asked him was, so we were coming from US, we were running a full-fledged lab, we were in a full-fledged lab, scientists coming down here. So we came to a central university, right, that had its own name, fame, the Central University in India. Now, the moment he said that would be your room, I asked, sir, where would be our lab? Yeah, so where is the lab? So he smiled at me and then said, you first settle down, then we will discuss all those things. Now, the meaning of this smile I could understand only by afternoon when I understood that there is nothing there, right? So when we were given a 100 square feet room to sit with a table and one chair and 2 visitors' chairs, that was all that we started with. And the moment I took my laptop out on the first day and kept to check the mails and the syllabus that was given to me to see, 12 students came in front of me. So those were the MPhil leading to PhD students who were admitted before the teachers in the university. So they were all standing in front of me saying that, sir, we were waiting for you. So being in Kerala, first as a faculty and then coming from US, so I was first scared in a 100 square feet room, 12 people gathering you and saying that we were waiting for you. But then they said, you know, we were the students of this campus, and then we were waiting for the guides to join and then start our scientific endeavor. So from there we started. We still remember the first batch students who had a lot of pain setting up the labs. We started our labs with 100 square feet room with a minimum amount of the equipments, but then within 2 years, within 1 or 2 years, we had acquired state-of-the-art facilities. I would really commend madam. I appreciate madam and I thank you madam that you chose or you took a very right decision that you will not be setting up the labs or acquiring sophisticated instruments only when you move to the permanent campus. Because you had taken that decision, though she was advised, I think, by many quarters that you should not go in for investment of sophisticated equipments in the transit campuses, you should only do it in the permanent campus. But again, she took the bold decision, no, our faculty has to work, and she actually procured all those equipments. And that is how our students worked. And proudly, madam, I can tell you all those 12 students, most of them are doing their postdocs in US now after completing their PhD. So it was a great learning experience for them also. And one of the instruments, the 20 lakh, the real-time PCR machine, one of the state-of-the-art machine that was when we procured it in the department, it was a 5-color RT-PCR machine with the capability of running high-throughput assays of 360 well, 384 well assays also. Now, when the COVID came in, there was a societal call that we have to run a diagnostic lab because the Kasaragod district did not have any COVID lab. The sample had to go to Kozhikode, and then from there the sample has to be tested, and it took 2 to 3 days to get the results. Now, at that time, from the health ministry, Dr. Rajendra was contacted, and madam, thank you and the preceding vice chancellors who had made our labs. We had 2 labs, one Dr. Rajendra's lab and my lab, which was virology ready to be offered as a diagnostic facility. We had all the facilities, including the the class 2 facilities, to run that. One, because of the research background. Dr. Rajendra is a virologist and he studies virus, and I am a cancer biologist who makes the virus to study cancer. So, though we were doing 2 different things, we were handling viruses. So, we could easily actually put in our expertise, and the students also joined in, so that we could actually put in our efforts to the benefit of the society. That was a great achievement, ma'am, and that had actually increased the perception of the university to a great extent. Now, with those humble beginnings, ma'am, now we have moved to large labs, big labs, greater sophistications. I think the CIF, the Central Instrumentation Facility, the most recent addition would be the FESM, a field emission electron microscope worth of 3.25 crore is going to be installed. So with the humble beginnings where we did not have anything, we have reached that stage where we have, we can say that we have achieved a lot. Yes, ma'am, we have grown in numbers, we have grown in capacity, we have grown in capabilities, and we have grown in our expertise, and we are still growing. Now, I just remember an example, the Burj Khalifa, right? This is the largest, tallest building in the world. Now it is around 2,700 meters, 2,700 feet high, soaring into the sky. Now the magnanimity of that building is not only because of the floors that you can see with your eyes. The magnanimity is because of the 160 feet foundation, the sophisticated foundation that is actually holding this whole building. In that sense, ma'am, we all thank you for laying a sophisticated foundation for this. Now, that brings to my mind, very respectfully, all the visionary leaders of the university, starting with Jhansi Madam, then Gopakumar sir, and our most beloved late Professor H. Venkateshlu sir, who had actually reinforced these foundations and built over it. And ma'am, we are in a situation that the Outlook has ranked us 11 amongst all the central universities in India. So that is a great achievement that we have made during the last decade, that last 10 years, 10 to 15 years. Now with those humble beginnings and the growth that we are having, madam, we assure you that, we assure everyone, all the leaders, that yes, we will thrive faster, we will scale up new heights, we will cross new milestones, and we will actually make the efforts that you guys have put in worth. And you will be made proud to say that, yes, we made this Central University of Kerala. We assure you, ma'am, that with those words, I conclude. Thank you. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir.
Now, I invite Mr. Srihari, President of Student Council, Central University of Kerala.
It is a great joy. I am standing in front of all of you for this Foundation Day program. As our VC and guest had mentioned earlier, it had been 15 years since the foundation had been laid for this esteemed university, which was formed in 2009. So, as they mentioned earlier, from a classroom of just one and a limited number of students, the journey that had passed by for this much years and the heights that we reached after this much years is very much commendable. And as a university, the growth that we have achieved for these years is also very much commendable for us. Also, within these years, the number of departments that have been increased is also increasing year by year. We had we had a new batch of ITEP students that had joined this year also, and also we have a number of students increasing year by year, which is also a great thing for our university. And also we are aiming to become one of the best central universities in the country. So it is also a great sign that the number of students is opting and is coming to Central University of Kerala to study here and make their career possible. It is also a great thing for all of us in the university. As Baiju sir mentioned earlier, we had also attained A grade in NAC visit also. This is also a great achievement for us because it is a stepping stone for achieving A+ and A++ grade in the coming years for our university. Even though we had many commendable things that had happened over the years, there are certain issues also we are facing in the university for past few months. Like we have been facing with the problems, like we have seen certain issues of bribery, corruption, and mainly sexual assault issues in the English department also. These are certain issues that has to be resolved at the earliest for the well-being of the students, because the soul of the university is the well-being of the students who are studying in the university. Otherwise, without the students, this university is just a beautiful buildings aligned in a beautiful format. But for achieving greater heights for the university, the well-being of the students must be ensured by the administration, the teaching staffs, and all the student community that is present in the university for the coming years also. It is a Foundation Day celebration that we are celebrating now, but we have to be thinking about the future of the university and the future of the students that they are here studying in the university, and we should address their well-being, we should address their issues, and we should resolve their issues in a positive manner, and we should make an example by giving good results for the students' protests and students' demands for the university. We had also witnessed the death of a student who had suicided in our hostel, Nidesh from MED department in the past week. This was a very unfortunate situation that had happened in the university. It also brings us to the thing that addressing the mental health issues of the students is also very much important for the university, because a university with almost 3,000 students, coming years it will become 3,000 students. So addressing their mental health issues in the university is also very much important. So appointment of a clinical psychologist in the Aravalli hospital is also very much needed. It is an urgent issue that should be resolved by the university, so that we could ensure the mental health and the problems of the students that they are facing in the university, which they cannot disclose with a third person, which they can disclose with a clinical or professional psychologist. So it is high time that everyone should together make necessary steps for appointing these type of to ensure these type of activities, or ensuring appointment of a psychologist for the well-being of the students. Also, for the well-being of the student and improving the mental health of the student, we should improve. Yes, we have good academic atmosphere in the university. We have good academic professors, academic situation, labs, and every technical aspect we have. But also for improving their mental health and improving their well-being, we should enhance more extracurricular activities like sports activities, arts activities, etc. in the universities. Like Professor VC sir have mentioned that our students in the arts festival in the South Zone have achieved a tremendous achievement by getting the third runner-up in the recent South Zone Arts Fest. Yes, we are competing against one of the best universities like Kerala University, MG University. But with all the limitations also, our students have made such an great achievement by going there and achieving this much of result. So if we give more and more achievements, that third runner-up will become the champions. We can become the champions in the future years. That will be a great achievement for our Central University. But for that, the administration and the whole Central University Kerala community should enhance more facilities and more support for the students in both arts as well as sports facilities also. For the sports, we haven't been sending our students for the South Zone meets for a long years. That should be also changed. We we have many sports, very good students we have seen in the Urja Fest in the recent past weeks also. There are students who are excellent in the sports activities also, who are not getting a chance for competing in the South Zone, which is also should be changed in the coming years. We should enhance more extracurricular activities in the campus. That is for the enhancement of the university in the coming years. And also, Students' Council, as a president of Student Council, we are conducting many programs. We are trying to conduct, and we are trying to be part of many programs in the university and elaborating their extra activities and becoming more and more cordial with the students and becoming making the students more attached with the universities in the past 1 year. Also, for the upward trajectory of the university, the whole as ma'am mentioned earlier, we should get rid of our egos and we should collectively make steps for the upward trajectory of the universities in the coming years. For making the NAC A+ grade to A+ and A++ grade, we should all collectively be ready for this these type of activities, and we should enhance these activities in the coming future. And by concluding, I want to mention that ma'am, Jansi ma'am mentioned that she may not come in the coming years, but I want to tell that ma'am ഇനിയും ഇവിടെ വരും. ആ സമയം മാം ആഗ്രഹിച്ച പോലെ തന്നെ ഇവിടെ വിദ്യാർത്ഥികൾ സ്പോർട്സിൻ്റെയും മറ്റ് കലാപരമായ ആക്ടിവിറ്റിയിൽ ഏർപ്പെടുന്ന സ്വപ്നം മാം പറഞ്ഞു. അത് സമരത്തിലൂടെ ആയാൽ പോലും നമ്മളത് സാധിച്ചെടുക്കും. ഇവിടെ അങ്ങനത്തിലൊരു അറ്റ്മോസ്ഫിയർ ഇനി വരും കാലങ്ങളിൽ മാമിന് അത് കാണാൻ പറ്റും എന്ന് സ്റ്റുഡൻസ് കൗൺസിൽ പ്രസിഡന്റ് രീതിയിൽ ഞാൻ മാമിന് ഉറപ്പ് നൽകുന്നു. താങ്ക് യു.
Thank you, Mr. Srihari.
As the session draws to a close, I invite Professor K. Arun Kumar, Executive Council Member, Central University of Kerala, for the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon. The most respected Vice Chancellor in charge, Professor K.G. Baisu sir. Today, Chief Guest, our founder Vice Chancellor, Professor Jansi James. Our beloved Registrar, Dr. Muralidharan, my dear colleague, Professor Samir, Student President Srihari, Executive Council members, Deans, Head of the Departments, Professors, dear faculty members, non-teaching staff, and my dear students. Good afternoon to all. Actually, today we are celebrating the birthday, 15th birthday of the university. And we are having our mother with us. And he taken the, you know how much care one should give for the infant. When the university is incepted, being an infant of CUK, and I could realize that she taken care of all the aspect of infrastructure, acquiring land, recruiting the internationally expert faculty members, even the government taken for online mode of conducting interview after COVID, during COVID time, but she made history of inviting the faculty through online mode. So she was so concerned on ensuring inviting the faculty members for recruiting here. Madam, during your talk, I felt that feeling of mother you enjoyed, how the university is grown. So I remember the Thirukural that it explained, ஈன்ற பொழுதில் பெரிதுவக்கும் தன்மகனை சான்றோன் என கேட்டதாய். When a mother felt the child is very much useful to the society is giving laurel to the son, none other than mother will happy. So that much happiness she enjoyed by seeing the university. Madam, on behalf of the university, I wholeheartedly thanking you for coming over here for celebrating the 25th birthday of CUK. Sorry, 15th birthday of the CUK. Very sorry. I am emotional also. 25th also, maybe it is coming by intuition that she will come on 25th birthday also. Actually, we should thank our present Vice Chancellor in charge, K.C. Paisu sir. He rightly chosen our chief guest for celebrating this Foundation Day today. On behalf of the whole CUK, I thank Professor K.C. Baiju for given presidential address as well as inviting our founder Vice Chancellor for this Foundation Day celebration. I also thank our beloved, humble, very silent executive registrar Dr. Muralidharan for giving the welcome address for the today Foundation Day function. I also thank Professor Samir and Srihari, President of Students' Council, for giving the felicitation address. Actually, see, we are the child. The infant is given to Professor Kovakumar sir. We have to remember our predecessor, Vice Chancellors, and how they contribute. I joined in the tenure of Professor Kovakumar sir. That time, actually, it was in the transit campus. And he used to tell in any meeting that I will prioritize first academic buildings, then administrative building, finally for Vice Chancellor residence. I used to remember. So that much concern he was having when he was working, and he established all the buildings. So we have to thank in our celebration, this Foundation Day, to our Professor Gokumar sir also. I also place my thanks to the immediate unfortunate demise of our Professor Venkateswarlu. He enhanced the visibility of the university. One should realize we are celebrating the birthday of our university. He only made visible about the vision, mission, core value of the university. You can see here. He depicted all the places, and he taught the faculty to promote the university at national level. That I thank him on this day. And see, now we faculty, we are safer being the government university faculty members getting our salary. If you consider about the private universities, now we have to compete with the 150 years, 100 years old university with being a 15 years old child. And also we have to compete with the private universities in the grade of NAC and NIFR ranking. So my request to these faculty members on this birthday, 15th birthday of the university, to all my faculty members to make sure the academic contribution. So that will give more laurel and enhancement or increase the value and standard of the university by contributing Web of Science, Scopus papers, extra, because the funding pattern nowadays totally different. We have to compete with the private universities. So we have to go for external funding for promoting research. We cannot depend on totally from the government. So situation is different. I request all my faculty members to determine in this day to contribute to more beyond your teaching to our students for the growth of the university. And also, thank you for your coming overwhelmingly for celebrating this birthday, all my faculty members. I also thank the non-teaching staff of our university. As we know that the photosynthesis is taking place because of the green pigment. It is a over understanding, but the reality is that non-chlorophyll pigment, green pigment, xanthophyll carotenoids of continuous effort observing light, the chlorophyll is keep on functioning and doing photosynthesis. So without non-teaching staff, we cannot do a vibrant atmosphere, we cannot maintain the campus. So they only supporting. I place my heartfelt thank to all the non-teaching staff of the university for coming over here and celebrating this 15th Foundation Day, as well as your continuous effort for contributing to this university. Actually, there is one Thirukural I would like to mention here, that how one should contribute to the institution. If you are, as Madam told, she is happy being a teacher, that she wholeheartedly contribute to her profession. Their families are well placed. The children are in good position with happiness. The same way, it was told in Thirukural 3000 years before as a couplet that குடிச்செயல் என்னும் ஒருவருக்கு மடிதற்று தெய்வம் மடிதற்று தன் ஆர்வம் தரும். If you are contributing wholeheartedly to the institute, automatically God will help to promote your family and happiness. So with this, I also particularly before I conclude my vote of thanks, this function, I know that since it is a government university, vice chancellors are supposed to direct any committee, any individuals to make this function arrangements. It is a big task. Even I told, I remember the last Foundation Day was, arrangements were done by myself and Dr. Prasad from Physics Department. We were here up to 2 o'clock. So I know the pain one should take for taking this kind of arrangement, receiving the guest. I wholeheartedly thank all the committee members for making this function in a grand manner for conducting this program. With this, I thank you one and all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Let us rise for the national anthem.
जनगणमन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे